Hi everyone, and welcome to our first webinar Wednesday of 2025. I hope everyone had a lovely Christmas period and a very happy start to the new year. We're kicking things off with a great couple of resorts today, Lily Beach and Hideaway in the Maldives. We're very excited. It's especially in the UK, it's very cold here at the moment. So we're very excited to be whisked away for about half an hour to learn more about these fantastic properties. So without further ado, I'll pass on to the team. But if you have any questions, please pop them in the Q&A box as we go along, and we will ask them at the end. So without further ado, let's get transported to Lily Beach and Hideaway.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, everyone, and I hope you had a fantastic start of the year. And now the weather indeed in Maldives is really great and a lot of sunshine. So I want really to move all of us from the winter Europe to the Indian Ocean, and we will start probably with a familiar product that you know, Lily Beach, which is the pioneer when it comes to the all-inclusive resorts in at the destination, and recently has been awarded even in 2024 as the best leading all-inclusive resort in Maldives by WTM. Moving forward, I would like to share a bit information about where it is located and obviously the size of the island, plus the capacity and the inventory overall that we have for the number of keys at the resort. So we are in South Ari Atoll, probably you're familiar, quite close to Male, just around 25 minutes away with the seaplane. So it's pretty straightforward. It's also a atoll that is known for the whale shark, and that can be seen throughout the year. So it's one of those major attractions together with the manta rays. Now, Lily Beach is cozy island, around 600 meters to 125. Basically it has almost 360 degrees house reef. So it's one of the key selling points. Other than that, half of the villas are over water, half of them are on the land. So total of 125 villas and quite enough of room categories for everyone to choose from. When the guests arrived, of course, at the international airport, there is always our team to greet them and to meet them and take care of all the logistics. We have our own minivan, which takes them to our private lounge where they can freshen up in between the flights. And then usually we would have 5 to 7 daily flights in and out of the resort. So quite a lot of frequencies. Of course, this is, we take into account all the international arrivals. There is also the option to come with a domestic flight as well, which is in combination with a speedboat. Of course, it takes a little bit longer, but still worth the trip if it is after the daylight when the seaplane is not operational, or sometimes we also have convenient flights in the morning as well, which could be another option. We see quite a lot of the guests combining actually between seaplane and domestic flight. So on the way with the seaplane and on the way back due to the late flights using the domestic flight. So it's quite a good option as well. We do have our own app, so the moment that the guests receive their confirmation, we would also share the app and they can start pre-plan and pre-book all the additional things that they want to have and during their stay. And when it comes to the island, this is where it probably becomes interesting. First of all, it is separated in two specific zones. One we call the quiet zone, which is on the left-hand side. And this is our infinity pool, which is an adult-only zone outside. And then, of course, on the other side of the island, we have the fun zone, or I would say the family zone, because most of the facilities for families can be found there, including beach villas, We have the kids club, the kids pool, and there is extensive playground area as well. So it's smartly organized, and I think everyone has their own privacy within the island. And from this picture, you would also see the vast lagoon that we have. It's pretty shallow with a sandy bottom, extensive beach line, and then, of course, easy access to the house reef, which in some instances is basically a couple of meters away. In some, of course, you will have to go a little bit further in order to get to the drop off. But again, there you will find huge diversity when it comes to marine life, and of course, a lot of colorful corals can be found there. Mm. Now, when it comes to the meal plan, and as you probably are familiar, we have only one meal plan, which is the premium all inclusive. And the essence of it is to cover everything that you need during your stay. So we have the dine around option. Guests can choose between four different restaurants. One is buffet, the rest are a la carte. And then, of course, we would also have all the beverages, including top shelf liquor, premium champagne. We have two brands now, Taittinger and Moët Chandon. And we have, of course, all sorts of cocktails, mocktails, a selection of coffees, teas. All of this is part of the package within all the outlets during the working hours. For those that want to stay active, we actually have three excursions. So guests can choose between Loco Island or Sunset Cruise. They have options also for some of snorkeling trips and night fishing as well. So four options, and three can be chosen out of those options during the stay. And all sorts of non-motorized water sports, including the snorkeling gear, will be part of the package. So not much to spend on. And then, of course, the sports center with the sports facility, with tennis courts, with fitness, with football ground and volleyball ground. This will be available at no charge for all the guests. And for those that are coming on specific romantic experiences, whether it is a honeymoon or anniversary, they will also get additional benefits to supplement their stay. I would just name a few. I would definitely mention the four-course candlelight dinner, because it's really a fantastic experience under the stars. Then there is a one-time spa, and also the in-villa bath ceremony will fill up the experience overall. So indeed, this will be also available for anyone who comes for their wedding anniversary, which should be 5, 10, 15, and onwards. Now, when it comes to accommodation, quite a few options, with the entry level being the beach villa, and also the beach family villa. This is pretty much authentic Maldivian style, with a lot of natural elements have been used. And probably the best part is that you have easy access to the lagoon straight away from your villa. You step on the beach, and then you reach just meters away to the lagoon, where you can have, of course, sunbathing or all sorts of water sports. The family villas are actually two villas with interconnecting doors, so ideal for 2+2. One side is with queen bed, and the other side is with twin bed, so there is enough space. And then we have the beach suites, and with the different variations, whether it is with pool or with jacuzzi. These are updated villas, so you can see a much more contemporary design. And probably they have grown slightly in space, with 5 to 7 square meters. And they would also provide a little bit more privacy outside. And then the lagoon villas will be the ideal option for anyone who wants to have a little bit of both worlds, being half on land or half over water. And here you have actually easy access to the lagoon. Just meters away, and of course unspoiled views across the Indian Ocean. And overwater accommodation, basically the deluxe water villas will be probably one of the highlights. All the villas, the moment that you enter, you have this glass floor, and especially in the evening, it glows from beneath. And as you would imagine, all the reef fish will be gathering around. So it's you can explore the reef from the safety of the villa. And all the villas are with pools. And again, there is extensive decking where you can also have your in-villa dining. So for those that are a bit more adventurous, that would be and want to be close to nature, that would be the best option. And we also have a couple of premium villas that for any discerning customer that wants to have a bit more premium experience, that would be the beach residence and the sunset water suite. And this will also come with a number of benefits, including the private butler service and including unlimited access to our overwater restaurant, among some other things like private sunset cruise, branded amenities, and so on. So these are villas that have been completely redone based back in 2022. The beach residence, we have two of those, and they're also ideal for either for couple but also for a family, because there is an extensive outside area as well with a big enough pool. And in addition to that, there would be a living area as well. The sunset water suite, four of them, again with the same concept, with extra large pool, and then they would be on the, as the name suggests, on the sunset side of the resort itself. Of course, this will be also possible to accommodate family here within those villas. And then moving forward, we have the dining, which is again one of those things that really stands out in Lily Beach and has always been one of the selling points for us. We put a lot of pride and focus on delivering exceptional experiences in the dining, and the main restaurant is no stranger to that. Here we have different live stations, so it's not really the traditional buffet, but a lot of the things are actually prepared in front of the customers. So it feels a little bit more kind of an a la carte experience than really a buffet. But we have different cuisines each and every evening. There is a different different night which is dedicated to a specific cuisine, whether it is Mediterranean, whether it is meat lovers, and so on. There's a different theme every night. And then on both sides of the island, in the family area, we have Vibes, which is all-day bar and restaurant. It's open throughout the day, but for lunch we also serve an a la carte option, which is part of the package. And then in the evening, basically transforms into an entertainment area. We would see majority of the families being here because also the kids club is very close by, and also the kids pool is available for the families. But of course, there is no limitations for all the guests to come and experience the place. The same goes for Aqua, which is closer to the overwater accommodation, and outside it is an adult-only zone. However, inside it's open for lunch, and guests can enjoy even with families. Similar concept with a la carte menu and different snack options available for all the guests. And then in the evening here, we would have teppanyaki and also fine dining available, which will be with extra charge. Just opposite to Aqua is probably the highlight of the dining experience, and this is Tamarind, our overwater restaurant. So for all the guests, once per stay available, open only for dinner, but we have for the premium categories, the beach residence and the sunset water suite. This will be available throughout the stay with no limitations. Here, actually, we serve Indian and Thai cuisine. We're pretty much specialized, very much authentic with Indian and Thai chefs. And then we have additional two bars available, one which is close to the reception and it's more into the central area, which is the Spirit Bar. And this is where you find a couple of times per week also live music. And then the beach bar, which of course is open throughout the day. Here you can have all sorts of cocktails and premium alcohol, champagne, and so on. We also have specialty dining with quite a few options, anything from the beach to teppanyaki to even to a sandbank dinner or lunch or dinner. So quite a few options are available for all the guests. And in terms of activities, Lily Beach is a resort where there's quite a few things that can be done apart from the excursions, but we also have yoga sessions. We have quite a few things with regards to the kids, with cooking sessions and so on. Then the whole experience is much more fulfilled. And of course, the daily entertainment. And twice per week, we have live music, and twice per week, we would also have DJ nights. The water activities we've mentioned briefly, but anything from kayaks, canoes, catamaran, surf, paddle boats, and so on, this will be part of the package. Also the snorkeling gear as well, and everything which is motorized, of course, will be with extra charge. And diving is again an integral part around the island, probably 30 spots available within 30 minutes away from the resorts. The whale shark, which we mentioned, again around 20 to 25 minutes away. And then we also have a bubble course for the kids if they want to experience the diving. Then, of course, we can also certify. We have a PADI certification, which can be taken at the resort for those that want to start diving. And throughout the year, we have different tennis camps, football camps. So we are quite busy from that perspective. Usually during the main holiday periods, and we would have a football camp in April, and tennis is ongoing, constantly inviting some of the tennis stars to, of course, teach our customers and our guests how to play tennis and to just to enjoy themselves. And with the excursions, we've already covered that part. Now, in terms of spa, I think we are probably one of the few resorts that our spa is over water. By itself, the experience is quite unique. Even when you lay down the table, you can actually see through and see the coral reef below. And at the same time, we are also specialized in Balinese treatments. So this is a great place for you to rejuvenate a little bit and obviously to relax. And the yoga is available 6 times per week, again, part of the package with no extra cost. And we would be also inviting consistently throughout the year during specific periods, sound healing practitioners, and in general, other wellness practitioners. So this is more or less in terms of the resort. Of course, sustainability is again a big part, and we're putting a lot of focus with the water which is extracted from the island, and then of course we go paperless as much as we can, and we put other sustainability practices so that we have a much less footprint when it comes to the nature itself. I would also like to play a short video. Okay, so that concludes with regards to Lily Beach. Fiona, would you like to say anything else, or shall we continue to Q&A?
No, I think the key things to remember about Lily Beach and what struck me the most when I visited last year were the incredible value for money that you can get at Lily Beach because there's so much included in the rate, but also the reef that goes all the way around the island. It's a 360 degree reef. It goes all the way around, and the incredible snorkeling and diving you can do in that area. And also the spa. What an incredible spa! Probably one of the best spa treatments I've ever had anywhere. So please do bear it in mind for your clients. It really is a great resort and not too far from Male either. So if you have any questions, please do put them in the Q&A box at the bottom of the screen, or if that doesn't work for you, then add them to the chat box. But yeah, back over to you, Desislav.
Okay. Let's wait for a second to see if anyone has any questions, and then we can probably move on to Hideaway. What I probably missed to mention is that Lily Beach is a natural island. It's also a barefoot resort, and I think this more and more plays role in the Maldives as a destination, with quite a lot of tropical experience. Okay, we do have a question. Yeah, okay. So great question. What age is the kids club for? So we have from 3 to 12 years of age. This is typically what we have. Okay. Shall we move forward, Fiona? I think so.
Oh yeah. Any other questions? We can get to those after the Hideaway presentation.
Okay. Okay, just give me a second to move to the second presentation. Okay, so we're here to talk about Hideaway as well, which is our upscale property. It's 5-star deluxe, and it is in a very secluded area of Maldives, up in the north, which by itself brings a lot of benefits for the customers, of course, because has a lot of secluded areas with untouched nature, fantastic aquatic experience. Actually, we have probably one of the few resorts that has a double house reef. It's much bigger in size compared to Lily Beach. It's 1.4 kilometers, so probably triple the size of Lily Beach, and it has a lot of privacy. It has a lot of space, and I'm happy to talk about it as we go along with the presentation. With regards to transfers, which is usually the question that we receive a lot from our partners, it takes approximately about 1 hour and 10 minutes to get there. We do charter our own flights, which basically we have 2 flights per day, and even during high season, it comes to 3 or 4 flights, depending, of course, upon the occupancy of the resort. But it is a really interesting flight. You travel through half of northern part of Maldives, and indeed there is so much to see with the local islands, with the small islands with a lot of tropical vegetation and all the different shades of blue. It's pretty interesting. Also, some of the islands, they have some small lakes, so it's completely different picture to what you will be able to find elsewhere in the Maldives. So by itself, the trip is very interesting. We share the same facilities in terms of private lounge, in terms of the luxury minivan. So the guests, again, are very much pampered even before they come to the resort. And we put a lot of attention on that aspect because we all know that it's a long trip, and everyone needs a little bit of a time to freshen up and to relax before the next travel. But of course, once at the resort, as you can see, it is a really tropical experience. It's pretty much authentic. And here it's pretty evident from this picture. You can see the double house reef, and then on the other side there is a really extensive lagoon where you can practice all sorts of water sports. The island has a total of 110 keys, and we actually have two different concepts. One is Hideaway, and at the tip of the island on the right-hand side, we have the Signature Collection, which is an elevated concept with 9 villas, one, three, and four-bedroom villa, separated with 24-hour concierge service and quite a few benefits that the guests will get in order to have this really elevated stay during their holiday. Moving forward, I would just share with you a few key selling points. I think this will also help for you to understand what set us apart compared to the rest of the resorts. I know it's always very hard to understand which resort is the right resort for the client, so this will probably give you a bit of more indication about Hideaway. Actually, I can add quite a few more reasons to come to Hideaway, and we will speak about that a bit more into details. But let's start with the accommodation. Here as well, we would have the beach villas and the water villas. Probably 50% will be beach and 50 over water, and of course those signature residences which we mentioned. And actually now we are also, those 9 villas are part of Traveler Mate. Within this year we have been selected, of course, after a rigorous reference check, and we're really glad to be part of this affiliation, which only signifies that we really have a high-end product within the resort. And this is probably my favorite picture of all, because it really gives a lot of details. First of all, showing how much greenery is out there, how much space in between the villas. In some instances, some of the villas are 20 meters or 30 meters even away from each other. Probably only 15% of the whole island has been built on. So we have enough space. And what's also important is that apart from the villas, and even the entry level starts at 130 square meters, we have a lot of space outside. And out of the 110 villas, we have 103 villas with pools. So majority of the villas, except for the entry level villas, will have pools, other than, of course, easy access to the lagoon itself. And then that would be the entry level, the Sunset Villa, which is not almost, but all the beach villas. They will have a separate living area and also a separate bedroom area with open shower bathroom concept. And what's great about it is that actually you can have easily a family of 2+2. There is no need even to go for the higher room categories with more space, because the entry level is at 130 square meters. The next one will be the beach residence, and with the plunge pool. So in size is pretty much similar, but of course here you would also have the plunge pool in addition to that. And again, similar concept with a lot of space, a lot of private space for the guests. We do have villas with extra large pools, some of them, and of course a bit more space. Then interior design is a little bit different, and that would be also those villas that are much in demand. And as you can see, again, abundance of space inside and outside. And then moving forward, I wanted to draw your attention also to our family villas, and they come again with bedroom and additional, actually 2 bedrooms, some of them, and with extra large pool again, with huge space outside. So that would be, those villas will be ideal for even bigger families, easily 2+3, 2+4 can be accommodated in these instances. And then as we go along, the overwater accommodation also is becoming more and more popular, especially now in UK and in Europe. Generally, we can see quite a lot of demand. If I go back 5 years ago, probably was not the case, but now it seems like that everyone is happy with how you're close to nature and this infinity that you have in front of you. And of course, the easy access that you have to the house reef and to the lagoon itself. So our entry-level villas start with 190 square meters. These are the deluxe water villas. And I would say it's one of my favorite villa types, with open space and the top to bottom windows. Again, here you have untouched scenery, and there is also the options to have the ocean villas, which are quite similar to what you've seen in Lily Beach. So it's very close. It's here, it's completely over water, but it's also very close to the beach. So again, it has this option, a bit of both. And of course, you can also have your own private area on the sand and on the beach. Here we have some of the villas with a glass floor as well. And we also have a 2-bedroom villa over water. Now, when it comes to the signature collection, as we've discussed, these are only 9 villas. So here the concept is anything, anytime, anywhere. So basically, whatever the guest requests, this is what we fulfill. And we are trying really, really hard to have those finishing touches and to enhance the experience overall of the guests. Those villas are, again, with huge space. They have been decided in a slightly different interior design, which is more of a Middle East. But again, with extensive outside area, even the 1-bedroom is 350 square meters. And again, there is, of course, much more different interior design. So the whole concept comes as part of what is the whole area which is nearby, the atoll. It's actually home to one of the kings of Maldives, who liberated Maldives and united Maldives. And there is a nearby castle. So we wanted to actually to bring this royalty to our island and to showcase, of course, this poshness, and used with a lot of natural materials, with the carpets, with the wood, and so on, marble, of course. And the 3-bedroom villa is a fantastic option for a bigger family, or even for a group of friends. We do have separate bedrooms with separate bathrooms as well. So easily a group of friends is a great option, with a nice crescent-shaped pool. And this villa will also have outdoor workout area together with the sauna as well. And then, as you can see, there is extensive living area, easily accommodating up to 8 or even more people. And then there is this extensive bathroom area. Here we would usually use the Bulgari products for all the villas of which are part of the signature collection. And then the 4-bedroom villa is probably the epitome of the signature collection with sauna, with steam bath, with fitness area, with extensive pool. The pool also has a nice slide, as you can see from that shot. And it is again applicable to bigger families, to group of friends. So it's really an ideal product. Again, security is there, a lot of privacy, which we carry over from the concept that we have within Hideaway. Of course, all the facilities can be used as part of the resort, and here we would have a dedicated person who is looking after the guests for all their requirements. They can easily have in-villa dining, which is again part of the concept, and there is quite a lot of benefits. We will just quickly go through some of those. But again, especially for families, we also have the private kids attendant, we have the packing and packing, the exclusive pillow menu, and so on. So a lot of privileges, which are obviously made to really to have a great experience of the guests. And the one that I really want to mention is Mr. Modo, which in Divehi it translates into Mr. C. So he is the main person who is available for organizing special experiences within the island or even outside, even if the guests want to explore the atoll itself, but can do anything from sunbank picnic, some special excursions. We have a nice, huge motor yacht as well, which can be used for a day hire or anything like that. So this will be the dedicated person to create an agenda for the guests to have throughout their stay. And just a short video. Okay, so we actually depicted the full journey of the guests, even with other guests joining them. And what we would like to share here is also the dining experience. And here again, we have quite a lot of options with one main restaurant, which is Matifaro, which is a buffet open for um, breakfast and dinner. And then, of course, we have another four different restaurants with different cuisines that are a la carte restaurants. And depending on the meal plan, they will be part of the package. So, in our case, we will have bed and breakfast, half board, full board, and all inclusive. So, all the options are available. By far, probably the most popular is the half board. And of course, there are quite a few guests that want to have everything as part of the experience, which is the all inclusive. And it's quite similar to what you will get in terms of add ons compared to Lily Beach, for instance, with excursions, with dine around, with all the facilities available at the request of the guests. And here, similar to Lily, we would have quite a lot of options, again, with live stations. Again, most of the dining and the whole experience is in front of the guests. And then our overwater restaurant, Samsara, actually, this festive period, we had a Michelin chef who was cooking from us from Hungary. So he was bringing his own specialities, and we invite constantly top chefs just to give bit of different glimpse to the guests with a bit different experience. And then Miro Bar is the one that is somewhat in the middle of the island, so it's conveniently located, and it's also very close to the house reef. Actually, from here, you just have a couple of meters away, and you're at the drop off, and this is where you can experience the great aquatic life that you can find. Quite often we see dolphins, eagle rays, so turtles as well, and indeed it is there is an abundance of the aquatic life in Hideaway. And then the Sunset Pool Cafe is closer to the overwater accommodation, and of course, majority of the people that are close to this dining area would come. It's open throughout the day, and here we serve lunch and dinner as well. And again, it's one of those outlets where you will find additional entertainment during the evening, especially with live music. And it is also, as the name suggests, the sunset point. So it's a great place if you want to have your cocktail and just enjoy the sunset. And then this is our newest edition. Actually, this is the restaurant as part of the signature collection. It's very close to those villas. And here we would have the breakfast for the guests. And then for lunch and dinner, it is open to all guests of the resort. And here we would have a Mediterranean cuisine. And of course, it's an a la carte option. Again, it's a great place also for to have a cocktail in the evening. And we do have a lot of options when it comes to private dining, and as you can see, some of those setups that we have done. In terms of the facilities, first of all the villas are with bicycles, so we have available bicycles for all the villas, but there is also a very efficient buggy service for those that want to move, especially in the evening, around the island. And then, of course, the diving is unmatchable, as this part of Maldives is still, I would say, very much untouched. And then I would also like to share a few points about our recreational center. We're probably one of those key selling points. And the guests can stay active during their stay with two tennis courts, with paddle tennis. We have a golf green with 5 holes, golf simulator as well, a multi-purpose hall, and also we have recently completely updated our um, um, gym with all the latest equipment. And also recently we have added badminton court, indoor badminton court, which is another addition that is really sought after by the guests. Of course, the island is no stranger to families, and it's actually one of the main segments. And we have an extensive kids club with indoor, with outdoor, with daily agenda. And there is also a lot of activities outside that we have with our kids attendant. And safely, the children can be left there, and mommy and daddy, of course, can enjoy during the day some time on their own. And here in Hideaway, we also do, we put a lot of focus on the spa with, again, similar concept with Balinese treatments that we have with Ayurvedic treatments and so on. And sustainability is actually even plays here a bigger role because we have much more space. We grow a lot of the vegetables and some of the fruits on the island. We do have a separate island that also grows, and we do the farming as well. So sustainability is actually a big part, and some of those vegetables and fruits, of course, can be found in our restaurants. And I probably quickly touched on that about the Utemu, which is the birthplace of King Muhammad, Sultan Muhammad, and it is a very close. Actually, it's a unique experience. I've recently been there, and indeed, it's probably one of the few places in Maldives that actually you can do cultural tourism, and it is worthwhile. It's just 20 or 10 or 15 to 20 minutes away with a speedboat. So I definitely recommend for your guests to get to understand the history of Maldives, probably in one place. But if we have to sum it up, for me, Hideaway is really one of those authentic resorts that you can find in Maldives, in a very secluded area, natural island with a lot of vegetation, with a lot of privacy, spacious villas, fantastic house trip, fantastic recreational center, and of course, abundance of dining options for all the guests. Here again, we have as our champagne is Tattinger. This is our leading brand, and especially if you book the all-inclusive option, that will be part of the experience itself. So this is in summary about Hideaway. If you have any questions, happy to answer. Or Fiona, if you want to add something, I think you've been to Hideaway as well, so you have a good understanding about the resort itself.
Absolutely. Thank you, Desislav. Yeah, I think what struck me most when I went to Hideaway was just how big the island is, having been to only a couple of the smaller islands before that. So if you consider that there's still a very similar amount of villas and hideaways there is at Lily Beach, but the size of the island is so much bigger. So you have all those extra activities and all that extra privacy. Instead of just having like a small bit of foliage between each villa, you have like a whole almost like a whole forest between each villa. So it's very, very private, and it really is very beautiful indeed, especially being that remote in the north. Yes, it's a little bit further on the seaplane, but it's worth every extra second, because not only is the journey beautiful itself, when you look out from the resort, you don't see other hotels, you don't see lots of boats going past, there's not lots of seaplanes. It's so pristine. And one of my very favorite things personally about Hideaway is the reef and the diving. You don't even need to get wet if you want to see the fish. So if you're like my dad and you can't stand going in the sea, even though he's from Cornwall, you can just stand on the shore and just look in, and you can see all the fish just below your feet. But if you go diving, you're not sharing that experience with hundreds of other people. You're just there with yourself and your own dive group. Or if you're as lucky as I was, just yourself and the dive master. And on my dive, I saw 8 turtles, eight on one dive, which is absolutely unheard of. So it really is a very, very beautiful part of the Maldives, very pristine, as you'd imagine it to be if you've never been there before. So again, please do bear that in mind for your clients, especially if you have those higher end clients who are looking for a larger villa experience. So Desislav, I think we have a question here from Anita.
Yes, and it's actually a very interesting question, is whether can be seen this plankton that shines, and this is usually happening in February. So you still have a chance, or your clients still have a chance to see it. I think this is probably the best part to go into, and I've seen it in Hideaway. I cannot remember, to be honest, in Lily Beach whether that was the case, but definitely in Hideaway I have seen it. So it's an amazing experience, I would say, especially in the evening, and it really kind of shines, and it's like you see it in the photos, exactly, even better probably.
It's definitely on my bucket list for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Great. Are there any other questions from anyone?
I think that might be it, but Anita says thank you so much for answering that question. So thank you guys. And that was such an interesting presentation on both resorts. They both look amazing. I don't know how anyone makes a choice of where to go. They're absolutely breathtaking. But thank you so much for being our first webinar of 2025. And thank you all for joining. We're going to be hosting these webinars every week as we did last year. So we look forward to seeing you again on another one, hopefully next week. And thank you so much, guys, for sharing that with us today.
You're very welcome. And if there's anything anyone needs to get a booking over the line, or if you have any questions about room types or offers, please do get in touch. I'm based in the UK, so I'm here on your time zone. And Desislav is in Europe as well, so not too far away. So please, I'll pop you an email after this, and with all our contact details on. And if you need anything at all, please get in touch. That's what we're here for.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.